Okay, so today we're going to create a program that it's going to be called Shapes Calculator, and we're going to calculate the area of a rectangle and area of a triangle. Okay, so put on my sketch screen. Notice we've got Shapes Calculator. That's going to be the name of our class, and then we're going to have a main Shapes Calculator. We'll set that up in a second. Calculator. Okay. We're going to calculate the area of a rectangle and area of a triangle based off of what we input. So our base and height are going to be our input. So these inputs are the independent variables. They're independent, and these two will be dependent variables. They depend on whatever you enter in. Okay, so it says notice the two equations above. Both equations use a base and a height to determine. So we got base, height. These are important to determine the area of the rectangle and the area of the triangle. Ask the user to enter the base and the height, so the user needs to be able to enter that in and store those variables. Create two mutator methods. So that word mutator is important because that means you're going to change something inside those methods. Create two mutator methods to set the area. So set the area of a rectangle and the area of a triangle. So we're going to have a mutator method called set area triangle and set area rectangle. Okay. It says create two accessor methods. Accessor is just going to access the information. We're just going to get it. So we'll have get area triangle and get area rectangle. Okay. If you enter 5 for the base and 5 for the height, your output will look like this. So this is what our output's going to look like, okay? So let's switch over to NetBeans, and we can come back to this, but I'm going to close this out for a minute. Okay. So I'm going to open up NetBeans. Let's say File, New Project, Next. Now you're gonna have to put this in your H drive. I'm putting mine in here because I'm not at school right now, so I have to do it on my. You know what? I'm actually gonna just do it on my desktop. Let's see here. Just gonna do it on my desktop. Okay, so that'll be saved right there. So I'm gonna call this main shapes calculator. Main shapes calculator, and then I'll right click here and say new Java class, and I'll call it shapes calculator. Alright, and we'll finish that up. Okay, so we've got main here, so I'm gonna close that up. First thing we want to do, we want to import the java.util.scanner. Okay, if we import that class, we should be able to import our scanner class and create the object. So scanner, my scanner equals new scanner system.in. And our class is called Shapes Calculator. I'll just say my Shapes Calculator equals new Shapes Calculator. Okay, we now have the ability to use this object and this object and all the methods inside of it. So let's do this. We wanted to enter it in the base and the height, so system.out.println, and we'll say please enter the base, and we'll have a double base equals myscanner.next double, and we'll have a system.out.println, and we'll say please enter the height. Excuse me. Double height equals myscanner.next double. Alright, let's test this real quick and make sure that our variables are being set properly. So we'll just say base plus base and height. Okay, I'm going to run this. Okay, so please enter the base. I'll say, I don't know, 5.0, and the height 5.0, and base and height both get set to what I enter, so that information works. I'm going to delete this now. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to say my shapes calculator dot set, we'll call it area rectangle, and we gotta pass in. There's a couple ways to do this. How do I want to do this? I guess let's just do it like this. We'll just say we're gonna pass base and height in. Okay, and then we'll say my shapes calculator dot set triangle set area triangle. And we'll also pass the base and height into it. Now notice you've got these red underlines. You have errors there, that's fine. The errors indicate that we haven't created those methods yet. So let's go in here and do that now, okay? So set area rectangle and set area triangle. So right here we should have public void set area rectangle, and remember we passed in a double base and double height. Okay, let's go back and make sure it's base and height gets passed. Okay, base and height. Alright, no problems. And we'll just say my base equals base, and my height equals height. There's errors there because we haven't defined my base and my height. Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll also do my area rectangle and my area triangle. Just kind of thinking ahead and making sure that we get our stuff defined here. So then all we do is we say my area, this is rectangle, my area rectangle equals base times height. Okay, and then public void set area triangle, and same thing, we're going to pass in the double base and the double height. Say my base equals base, my height equals height, and my area triangle equals my base times my height times 1/2. Okay, because a triangle is half of a rectangle or square. Okay. So that took care of those errors right there. Those are now gone. Now the last thing we just need to do is we need to say system.out.println, and we'll say, oops, please, or we'll say rectangle area plus, and it will be my shapes calculator dot get get area rectangle. I'm gonna put that on a separate line so it's all on. I can scroll back over. Okay, and there's an error there because we haven't created it yet in the class, so just bear with me and we'll get to that in a second. So this would be what? Triangle area. So my shapes calculator dot get area triangle. Okay, there's errors there because we haven't created it yet, so let's do that. Public double get area rectangle, and then we're returning the my area rectangle. Notice the word double here. Double is a data type, so when you see that, you have to return a double variable, which in this case is we're returning the area of a rectangle. My area rectangle. My area rectangle is a double. Notice these are void. Void means that nothing's being returned, so you do not see the keyword return. You don't see this word in this method or this one method. Okay. So then we just do public double get area triangle, and you got that double word there, so we have to return something, return, and that's that error right there. Missing return statement. If you see that right there, that's what that means. So we have to return my area triangle. Alright, so if we go in here now, these errors should go away. Yep. Let's run this. Please enter the base 5.0. 5.0 should get 5 times 5 is 25, and then 5 times 5 times a half is 12.5. Okay, so everything tests well with this. This is good. I'm now going to copy these into open up a notepad file so we can kind of look at this. See if I can find one. Note. There we go. So I want to open up this, copy that into here, format, move this over here, file, new, save. Okay. Open up another one. And alright, let's kind of look at this. Let me open up my sketch pad again. Alright, notice. Okay, I've got my shapes calculator. It's the name of my class. That corresponds with this and this right here. Okay, because these are my classes. Notice here I pass this and this into this method here and there, and this one gets passed, these two gets passed here and here. Okay, if I pass them in, they must be accepted by these methods. Okay, I do my calculations inside each method to get my answer, and then when I get them, this right here gets returned right there. And so when the output says rectangle area, this will pop up as 25, because 5 times 5 is 25 when we were entering the 5 into each. This right here is the answer that gets passed back in here. So the triangle area was, what, 12.5? So notice I'm passing information from this main into the class, okay? And then my class passes the information back into my get, okay? So my get methods are my accessors. They access the information, okay? These, my set methods, these are my mutators. They mutate. Something changes inside of them. I know something changes because I've got an equal symbol right here, and I've got another equal symbol right here. It's changing up information. So you want to create your setter, mutator methods, and then your get methods that will return the information back. Okay? All right, I'll be making another one in the next few days, but this should hold you over for the weekend. Thanks.